welcome here to Talk FCB and welcome back to the channel, guys, to what is a big video when it comes to transfers. We are going to be talking today about Messi's future and indeed, is he set to renew at Barcelona, and is that only because we're about to see a swap deal between Barça and Atlético Madrid? Is Griezmann on his way out? And could Saul be coming in? It is all coming up, so let's get to it. Because indeed, if we do start by explaining once again Lionel Messi's situation, because Messi's situation directly correlates between what we're going to talk about in Antoine Griezmann and Saul. Because let's start here by saying that Messi's renewal has been agreed and it has been in place for quite some time. Messi wants to renew at Barça, Barça wants to renew Messi. That has never been up for debate, it's never been a problem. But Barça have been unable to register Messi due to those new La Liga regulations when it comes to wages. Because right now, we simply cannot register Messi with the squad as it currently is, because that would take us above the wage cap in place, so La Liga would not allow us to register Messi as a new Barca player. We would have to reduce wages. Now, of course, the club have been looking to make sales, we've been looking to make reductions wherever we can, and look, we were doing that anyway. Even before Messi's renewal needed to happen, we were looking to make those reductions because we have to from a financial viewpoint, but we always knew that to get Messi over the line, to get him registered as a Barca player, we needed a big exit. We needed somebody there who earns a lot of money to leave the club, and the question has always been, well, who's that going to be? Now, first of all, we thought that maybe it might be Ousmane Dembele. He was somebody there entering the final year of his contract. Maybe this summer we could have looked to have sold him to the Premier League, to Man United, to Liverpool. Maybe 50 million euros was rumoured several weeks before the Euros began. But of course, as we all know, Dembele injured while playing for France at the Euros, meaning that now he is simply unsellable. Then there's Philippe Coutinho, another player there who is a very big earner at the club. He's also a big name. Maybe there we could look to move him on and get some transfer funds there freed up to register Messi, but as of right now, Barca are seriously struggling to get any interest whatsoever in Philippe Coutinho. So now I think it's come down to very much the last kind of resort for Barca. We've all looked at Antoine Griezmann and thought, you know what, he's not really for me in the same category as Dembele and Coutinho. I think that Griezmann there has contributed more than those two players. Yes, he was brought in for a very big fee, but whilst he's been here, you've got to say he's given his all, he's really knuckled down, he's given everything for the club, and you cannot argue with that. But at the same time, he is somebody there who can be an asset when we're trying to move players on. He is somebody that still today could gain interest from the biggest clubs in the world. And of course, he is on huge wages. Now, he has received a few links here and there to the Premier League, particularly there, a potential loan deal to Chelsea. But that was never really going to materialise, and that didn't really help out Barca enough in our financial state. We don't really want to be dealing right now with loan deals. We need something that is going to help us permanently. And with Ronald Koeman there, not really placing Griezmann in his plans for next season, we've now got Aguero, we've now got Memphis, we've got Ansu returning from injury, we're going to have Messi staying at the club. There's not really any room, there's not really any need to have Griezmann, Koeman feels, in his squad. So really, at the end of all that, the only hope for Barca was going to be his former club, Atlético Madrid. We all know that Griezmann thinks very fondly of Atletico, and that feeling is very much echoed by the club themselves. Atletico would openly welcome back Griezmann. They would love to have him back at the club, and particularly Diego Simeone, he would love to have Griezmann back in his team, and if they could make it possible, they've made no secret that they would try to make it happen. Now, Atletico this summer do not have the money to buy Griezmann on their own. They cannot buy Griezmann there outright and pay the kind of money that we would be looking for, so other deal structures have been explored. What about, for instance, an exchange deal? Because as we also know, Ronald Koeman, he's adamant that he wants another midfielder. We didn't get Wijnaldum, we haven't brought anyone else in. Koeman has said for many months now, I want another midfielder in this team. Now, we can't afford one. We certainly can't afford to go out and buy a top quality one, so maybe we could kill two birds with one stone here. We could transfer Griezmann out, free up those wages, and at the same time, bring in a top quality midfielder, which is where Saul comes in. Because that in itself for me is not a great surprise when you're talking about Saul de Barça, because if you've been following any transfer links at all over the past few years, he's been linked to Barça right throughout his career. When he was breaking through at Atletico Madrid, you remember there back when he had that brilliant Champions League run, when Atletico went all the way to the final, when he scored that stunning solo goal against Bayern. He was rated there, and rightly so, as one of the best emerging young players in a midfield position out there of anybody. But I think over the past season or so, Saul's development, his growth, it's stagnated. He hasn't really kicked on. I don't think he really has the confidence anymore of Diego Simeone. And I think the time has come now for him to move on, to go somewhere else, to kickstart his career again. Could that be now at Barça? Because also when you're looking at Atletico, they've just signed Rodrigo de Paul. They've just brought him in there, 35 million euros. That is an absolutely sensational deal for me for Atletico. They've got a ready-made replacement there to come in, play in midfield. They would be happy to let Saul go. Which is why now the likes of Koeman, often a very reliable source, along with many other news outlets in Spain, they are saying that Barça and Atletico Madrid, they are in the final stages of agreeing a deal which would see Griezmann return to Atletico and Saul to go in the other direction and join Barça. And if Griezmann leaves and Saul comes, Barça would be able to register Messi, given the fact that Griezmann would no longer be at the club. And I think in terms of that swap deal, guys, this is something that, again, under Joan Laporta, it's happened very, very quickly. The press didn't really have too much of an idea before all of this is really kicking off. Now, Griezmann apparently is waiting in Ibiza for his return to Atletico to be confirmed. Apparently, he's very, very excited about the prospect of returning to Atleti. Deep down, I think Griezmann's probably thinking, why did I leave? I probably shouldn't have done that. I could have stayed there and really had a legacy at Atletico Madrid. Diego Simeone, like I say, is overjoyed at the fact that he could have Griezmann and Suarez in his attack next season. And I think the question is, who wins in this deal? Who exactly is getting the better deal here? And many people will be saying, well, Atletico, they are absolutely destroying Barça here. They are getting such a fantastic deal. And admittedly, Griezmann for Saul, you'd say Atletico, they're definitely getting the better end there. They're definitely getting the better end of the deal. But apparently Atletico are going to have to pay a bit of a transfer fee too. It's not just going to be a direct swap. Barca apparently are looking for around 15 million and Saul for Griezmann to go in the other direction, which would be decent. That would give us there a little bit of money to play with. And just to put here the wages in perspective, because Griezmann at Barcelona is the highest earner. Aside from Messi, he is at the very top of our wage bill, earning there around 500,000. Every single week they're earning around 500,000 euros. If Saul comes in, he's going to be earning 6 million a year. That translates there at around 115,000 euros. Griezmann there earning nearly 5 times the amount that Saul does, and that's what it's come down to. I think Barca here are at a last chance saloon. We know that we're desperate to sign Messi. We're probably here just taking what we can get. We're seeing that Griezmann is on huge wages. We're seeing that he's now 30 years old. He's got a contract there until 2024. And by the way, every single year that Griezmann is here, that contract, it increases. So next summer, we'd be in an even worse situation with Griezmann, because that's what Bartomeu signed us up for. So I think this is a case here of saying, you know what, we don't really want to lose you. We quite like Griezmann. We like his personality. We like what he does. But is he worth that staggering wage? Is he worth losing Messi over? Potentially, no, he's not. It's not his fault that there's many, many big earners there that are not leaving, that are not being pushed out yet. Obviously, I don't blame Griezmann for that. But at the same time, he's still an asset that we can use. He can go back to Atletico. This is a chance that we couldn't really say no to. The chance to reduce that wage bill. And also, let's not forget, getting a very good midfielder coming in the other direction. And that there, guys, is exactly what we can expect from that potential swap deal, which, like I say, apparently it is in the closing stages. This could well happen before our eyes. And if Griezmann is to depart, it will allow us to register Messi as a Barca player. I will be sad to see Griezmann go, but I can understand here, looking at the financial viewpoint, looking at the way that our squad is shaped next season, losing Griezmann, reducing those wages, and getting the midfielder that Koeman so desperately wants and needs, that for me could prove to be a very good deal for the future of this club. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below and how you feel about this potential transfer. and of course, Messi staying at the club. Let me know those thoughts down below. I will see you soon. But until next time, as always, Visca El Barça.